guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So we're out here in sunny Florida today because we're going to be doing a mod kind of not in the garage because the garage is filled up with my SL55, which is broken. But we're waiting on parts for that, no biggie. So we're going to do a mod that I recently got not too long ago that I've been wanting to do. It's just I haven't jumped down and do it. So this mod is not technically going to be adding any power, but it's going to be adding performance and drivability. A few big things, in my personal opinion, for drivability in a car when you get in there are your shifter and your steering wheel. It's stuff that you're constantly touching, you're constantly moving, you're constantly doing that. So I like to feel comfortable with mine. So as most of you guys know, I have an aftermarket Momo style steering wheel. That's Alcantara and all that stuff. It's just like an eBay one, nothing too expensive, nothing too crazy. But it basically makes the driving experience feel so much better. You could grab it, you could turn it, you could do this, you could do that. It just literally changed the car without really making it faster, but feeling more fun. Now, the disadvantage to that steering wheel, for me personally, now I also have an SL55, a CL55, a Slk32, and an E55. Okay, now asking, why am I telling you that? Because all those have a steering wheel feature that I love for a stupid reason I like it so much, and that is paddle shifters. So I just like when you're going down the track or racing, anything like that, if you want to downshift or you see someone in Mexico who's just talking crap in their BMW or they're in their this or in their that or in their Charger and you just want to downshift and just go, you got to take your hand off and shift down and go. But in like my E55, you have paddles where you just go boop and then bam, 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 and it's so much fun. So unfortunately this car never came with paddles, but it's going to get paddle shifting today. So if you're asking how am I going to do this, I'm going to show you almost every step-by-step of how I could do this. Now, you could do this mod with your factory steering wheel on your Crossfire or your SLK, so a 170 chassis in the Crossfire, so normal Crossfire, srt-6 Crossfire, SLK 230, 320, so on and so forth. Also, this kit is offered, from my understanding, on basically a C32 also. But I'll have to verify that, but we'll talk over the whole kit. I'm going to show you how I do it step by step. Now, I'm going to say this again. My situation is going to be a little bit different because I have the Momo steering wheel. If you have the normal steering wheel, there's still the whole module and everything will work on it. You just need to cut out and put in the paddles. But it's a lot cheaper because I spent, I think, about $350 on something extra just to make my setup cooler. So, I'm going to show you all the parts. Let's just go over the car really quick. This whole car is a lot of Needs Wings performance parts, and if you want to buy almost any of the parts from Needs Wings, you go on their website, you put ND_72, you'll get 10% off. So this car is a stacked pulley setup, which is a 65mm supercharged pulley, a 178 crank pulley. It's got Needs Wings intake, Needs Wings front mount heat exchanger, Needs Wings 82mm throttle body, Needs Wings catch can. The list goes on, and it's all tuned by VTEC. And then it's got long tube headers, exhaust, so on and so forth. The car currently in 90-degree weather with a little bit of spinning, it ran 11.0, which is pretty quick. This has no meth, no nitrous, and it's on low boost. There's a lot more fun things that are going to be coming along. And with this mod also, it's going to let me go down the track and actually shift. Because every time I went down the track, I just leave it in winter mode and I just kind of go. But now I can actually shift. But let's go over the parts and who I got them from. Alright guys. So now let's talk about everything I actually ordered for the car and got. So, fast clarification. Here's the steering wheel that I do have on the car. It's not actually on the car, it's in my hand, but you get the gist of it. This is a aftermarket Momo style steering wheel. Very generic, 6-bolt style. Alcantara, cool little red line over there. This is beat up. I've had this for maybe 2 or 3 years, still holding up. So, if you have the factory steering wheel, part of this kit won't exactly work for you. You just need to actually get the paddles cut in there and put in, which is also pretty easy. He gives a lot of direction on that. So, since I have this piece, I had to get a special adapter, which is, bam, right here. So this is from Seems Legit Garage. They sell this adapter piece and the paddles. So, as you can see, they're carbon fiber on the end, which looks really cool. They got a good feel to it. It says positive, negative, so you know upshift, downshift. It's got a lot of adjustability. You can move it up and down, and this is supposed to bolt right up onto there. So now with this kit, they sell you it all in pieces, and you got to put it together because it's all adjustability. And then you have to order, if you have a Momo setup in your car, longer bolts, which that's not that big of a deal. But the big part of this kit that makes it work, yeah, that steering wheel part's cool and all that, But without this other part, none of that would work. And this other part is exactly what you need for your car. So, from late model 21, I got all these harnesses and pieces. So, with this kit, you get a module that helps you control everything. You get the harness with all your little plugs and all that stuff. You get a lot of other connectors, a lot of little zip ties, almost everything you need, from my understanding, in this kit to install it. Now, also what he sent me, this is why he was so cool about it. Remember, late model 21. His email is latemodel21@yahoo.com. So email him if you want this kit or if you need any information or anything like that. And when you email him, tell him you saw my video. That might help you out a little bit. So, I was talking to him and he sent me this kit for the Momo steering wheel. This is such good quality. This is an adapter harness. This won't come with the normal kit, from my understanding, only if you have a Momo style steering wheel, basically like that type of steering wheel. The kit is so good quality. Look, it even says, if you can see, up, downshift, horn. It tells you where to plug everything in. Also, why I recommend his products so effing much is because he gives you directions that make it so easy. So you would think, oh, Adam, it's going to be a little bit different for your setup. Yeah, I get that. So I went, when we were talking back and forth, he asked me about the steering wheel, I sent him all these pictures, and look what he did. He literally sent me instructions that are just for my setup. There's so much for my setup. It's a picture of my effing car. So he literally took the pictures and put arrows of which one I need to cut, what I need to do for this, for my actual car. So this is the Momo adapter harness. He tells me where to hook it up to and everything. Now, when you order your kit for your Chrysler, Crossfire, srt-6, Slk32, Slk32, the R170 chassis, he does send you a PDF that has very detailed instructions. So between his detailed instructions and my video of giving you basically what you need to do, this job is super easy well, not super easy, but easy enough for almost anyone to do it. The hardest part is probably going to be the soldering, but that really should be it. Everything else seems pretty straightforward. I went over the directions, and I'm pretty mechanically inclined, so you guys should be too, and it's pretty easy. His kits come with a lot of stuff you need. Now, if you want to start talking about pricing, the adapter piece for my steering wheel from Seems Legit Garage was roughly like $300 and change, and then the kit was roughly $300, $350 I think they sell for, more or less there. Contact him. I think he puts them on sales from time to time. You'll find him on the forums or Facebook and all that stuff. Just contact him at latemodel21.com, and he should hook you up. And we're going to go through this kit, install it, and see how easy it is, how hard it is. But I think it should be pretty straightforward. Now, like I said, my car is going to be a little bit different because my steering wheel layout. But he also shows directions how to take your factory Crossfire or Mercedes steering wheel and have these pedals added into. You just need to do a little bit of cutting, a little bit of modifying. But he gives super detailed instructions. Well, I'm going to show you everything on my car, and let's have some fun. Okay, so we got our steering wheel, our quick release hub, and our adapter that has magnets on it all ready, and then we got our solder getting ready to heat up. So be minded, these have magnets on them. A lot of things keep sticking to the back of these. Look at effing bolted. Get that out of there. So this should be pretty effing straightforward. It's most likely just going to go sandwiched here in between the wheels. So we just got to make sure we run our factory wires through it like so, and then our wheel like so. This is a lot of things going through here. And then we have our horn and then our plate. So we'll get our horn wired up, which this style is pretty easy. It's just a few quick connects. Plug it in. Plug it in. Pushed all that rigmarole in there. Now I might have to adjust this in a little bit because this is a lot of crap going on. So try to make everything straight. But then we got our extended, and I went with black M5 30mm Allen heads that drop right into our little retainer thing, and they look black. They go pretty good. So it's going to take a lot of finagling to get everything to go pretty good. So we got that in there. And I want to make sure I don't pinch any wires. Go to there. Okay. We get our Allen. As long as I got it in the hole, we're good. Yep, I got it in the hole. Now we go to our next one. Once you get about 2 of these lined up, the rest will all go. Just take your time, because the big thing is we don't want to pinch any wires. Alright, so now we're tightening everything up in a star pattern. I'm probably going to have to loosen this up and adjust a little bit. That way I get my horn logo proper. But as of right now, we got it on there. There's plenty of room back here for my hands and my fingers and all that stuff. Now, as I said, this has, from this kit, has a lot of adjustment to go in, to go out with paddles, with this. You can flip, you can move them, put them whatever way you really want. If you want minus on one side, pause on the other. It looks like you could basically do whatever you want on it. But that's pretty cool. And it has a really good solid, like, that sounds pretty durable. So now, we got this part done. Now we're going to get ready to wire up all this in the back end. So what I am going to do, since I'm over here, I'm going to start stripping my wires down and pulling out the harness for the Momo steering wheel setup and get that all ready. So per the directions, it says to cut these for your length you need. I'm not going to do any of that right now. What I'm going to do is strip them at the longest they could be because I'd rather cut once and then twice. So we will sit there and strip them back so we got room to work with. Wrong completely. Gauge. Should be a... There you go. Strip them back a little bit. I might have to strip more, but we shall see. And then we'll read over the directions and go from there. So in my directions that he sent me, if you could see them, it's basically telling me for the pigtails that are right here, that are for up and down, these I gotta connect to these blue wires. He even like literally matched them. I will say, great quality to late model 21, Chris, like great quality. And he sends you all the connectors you need. So we're gonna sit there and crimp these on here really quick, plug it into this harness. Now, he labels up, down. So do make sure you do it. I don't know if you can see it on there. Mine are actually labeled. Will it come through on the camera? Yeah. See how it says down and up? So he has that already on there. So that's a super big help. So we're going to sit there and crimp them on there. Make sure you have a good crimping tool and all that stuff. I have this one. It's just literally got it off of Amazon. You go down, you pick your color, you hit it. And on this tool, it'll actually tell you what size is. So this is between that size and that size, so on and so forth. And even in the directions, he tells you what sizes you have. So in mine, he said, all right, trim paddle to wire that you need, width supplied 0.18 connector. So if you don't know anything too much about electrical stuff, he even tells you what size you're needing so you know what size to set that on. Very simple. Put it in there and knock that out. It's definitely a balancing act for me because I'm not the best electrician. But it's pretty straightforward. I'm just trying to like stare at the camera and do this. So if you don't stare at the camera, this is 500 times easier. And then whenever you do one, because I do mess up a lot, do a tug test. Make sure it's in there. Should be a good connection. Alright, and then you're just going to do it with each ends. Pretty straightforward. And then keep moving on. Alright, now that you got everything clamped on, make sure you're putting them going the right way. So, this is up. So this is my positive side. So I'm going to go follow it. Keep it in my hand and then go to my actual harness. Go to the up one, just going to go blue to blue, red to red. It should be pretty effing straightforward. Plug them in. Ooh, that's a good one. And then as you can see, I have a crap load of extra wire, but I'd rather not have to like cut and recut and cut. So I'm going to do it like this, and if I have to buy new connectors to trim it down, I just got to buy new connectors. It's not that big of a deal. Get them in there, and then we go to the car. Make sure they go in pretty good. There we go. They're all in there. Flush. Now we go to the car. Okay, this part will be similar to you. So normally you have to take your steering wheel off. Me, I just got to remove my hub. So we're going to take that off now. Alright, this part's going to be similar but different. So normally you won't even have this bolt here for you. You already have it removed because your steering will be off. But you will be having these two wires, which are a horn. And I don't know, they might be... Alright, they're not live right now. So these are going to be your two horn wires. So if you've seen, I already added this connector because I have the Momo stuff. So you're probably going to have to add that. And then you're going to tap into these with the stuff they give you. Okay, so with your car, you'll be tapping right into these wires that come from the car. I'm only tapping into these ones, mainly because that's what my directions say. And because if I want to remove it or destroy it or in any stupid way, this piece is a lot cheaper than a whole effing harness to the carve over here. So that's what I'm tapping to mean. So now how do you do these little T connectors? It's pretty easy. You're just going to put them in. I'm probably going to have to do this with 2 hands, but you line them up to the wires and then you clamp it. And then as you can see, once you do that, you can plug in your other end over here. So I'm going to go do this off camera because it's easier with 1 hand or 2 hands. Okay, so you got these all clamped in there. Now these will pop right in. And also, as you can see, he did such a good job for my setup. Is literally yellow to black for me. So same thing with your harnesses. Is going to tell you what colors to go to. So we're going to plug it in. So as long as I did all my wiring right all the way up, one should be up, one should be down. And then we're going to put this whole steering wheel back together. Yes, I have a new multi-function switch. I broke that earlier today doing something stupid. And then this should be all we really have on the steering wheel side. You will have a little bit more because you need a cutaway to do your paddles. But the next part is going to be completely identical to everyone else. This was just my Momo setup. Okay, we got everything in and it looks real cool in here. Now, these wires are definitely a little bit long. I will be trimming them back, but I just want everything wired up before I start doing any of that stuff. But it's looking pretty nice. Okay, so like I said, it looks pretty cool. Now, you might think it's a little bit close to me. I can always adjust it. I still have the ability to move the steering wheel in and out. But I'll work on all the adjustments later on, but I just wanted to get it to start working. But it definitely sounds and feels cool. So now we got this part all done. More or less, I'll have to trim these back and adjust these later. But now let's work on to the other stuff of the module install, which is a little bit more in depth because you have a little bit of soldering. Okay, so now we got the other part of the kit that came out with the module, the 2 harnesses, and then he gives you the miscellaneous zip ties, connectors, double-sided tape, piece of metal, which we'll see where this actually, well, we'll see where that goes. But let's go pull up the directions and go step by step. All right, so now that we're going into like the wiring part, even the kit says this, and I recommend it, disconnect your battery. So we're going to take off our negative terminal, which should just be a 10 mil for you. Take it and just like tug it down there so it doesn't actually touch. And then you're going to have to come into here. So if you look at this, your cover for your ECU. See how it says like lock and unlock? So mine was already unlocked. And now you're going to be getting into your K40 module. So I like to just pull it out and you get a lot of access. So the one you're going for is right here, which is for the horn. So you'll be messing with this one. And then also we have to tuck that module down here somehow. So to get to where it has to be tucked down, you come to the passenger side. Oh, before you undo your battery, put your passenger seat all the way back. I cannot because mine doesn't move. So you're going to come over here to the passenger side, pull this carpet down, and then remove these. So this plate, you have a series of 10s. You're going to have ones down here, and up here. So you're going to take them all off so you can lean this bad girl forward. Now, mine's a little bit messed up because the previous owner did some sort of like head unit wiring crap. So I have all these extra things. So this is my TCU. You don't really got to be worrying about that. But let's try to get all this wires up here. Ooh, actually, that does concern me. What the heck was that from? I don't remember. But clearly it's not plugged in. It's got all these cut wires, too. See, I got a car with previous owner crap, so I don't know what they do sometimes, because look, this is all cut. But I mean, my car runs, so I guess I don't need it. I think it's all stereo stuff. But we're going to be laying the module in here and running that cable up through. Okay, so how I'm going to do it is I'm going to start with this, the cable you're going to need for this stuff in here. So if you look, I started pushing down. Look right where that cable goes. You see in the center, there's actually a teeny little hole there. All right, push the cable through. Start getting a little bit through there. All right, and then hopefully if I'm lucky enough, I might have to push more. But you come into the car, and up here, let's see if I can see it. Can I even see it up there? There's a hole right here where my finger is. That's where it's going to come out through there. So you just got to keep feeding it through and then pulling it. I don't know if you can tell, but see, there's the cable. So just go right. That's the hole it's coming out of. All right, so we're going to give it a little bit of a tug so it's down there. And then now we're going to go and start wiring it up. Okay. Alright. So I made sure I still had enough up here to do all the wiring, which I do. So here's the horn wire. So we're going to start, if you see there's two wires, a pink one and a yellow one. My directions say cut the yellow one, and then we're going to splice it, and then add the connectors to it. So we'll do that. Okay, so now that you got your male end going into the firewall and your female end going to the connector, because that's going to be plugging into these. And next, what you're going to be doing for the other cable, you're going to put your T-clamp, kind of like we used in the car already. Same thing on your purple one, or pink, whatever you want to call that. Okay, so now you have your T connected to your pink wire, and now you're going to start plugging things in. All right, so I'm going to plug it in, then show you how it looks. All right, here you go, got it all plugged in. So yellow wire to your T, white wire to your connector, black wire to the firewall. Verify with your directions, but that should be right. And then you're going to plug it back into your K40, put it in there. The kit comes with a series of zip ties to get everything in there, but bunch it all in. Now you plug that connector in the module, and then you're done with that step, and the next one is going to be removing this shifter and everything. Okay, next, we got to remove the whole shifter. This is going to be the more easiest or harder part. So step one, remove your center console. Mine literally broke. My interior is so crappy in this car, as you can see, like, as I touch stuff, it breaks. So mine already started breaking, so I just pulled it out like an idiot, but it does suck, so just be more careful with your interior. So you can take that trim piece off. This part will swing over, and now we want to work at getting this out. So, to get your shifter out, first of all, I'm probably going to do this in the driver's seat. I prefer to usually have mine in neutral to pull the shifter out when I do it. So we're going to be pulling the shifter out, and then right here you're going to have Allen. So you should be 5 Allens. Take those out, and your shifter will lift, and then underneath you have a little clip you got to pull out. I'm going to try to show you step by step of how to do it. Alright, so you get your 5 Allen, you're going to just zip these out. Try not to lose them. It should be 4 of them. And then you got up there too. So I need to move some of my gauges out. That just all fell apart. And then I take it back from being 4, there's actually only 3. So buried in all my wiring crap, there's going to be a third one right up there. Alright, now that you have that, you can actually lift this up. I'm going to use my e-brake on, because I'm going to now, get that out of there, go into neutral a little bit, because there's a clip down here. I'm trying to see if I can even show you. You see? Can you even see it? Right there, right there. You see that? See that clip? Let me try to, I think it focused. That clip, I'm going to have to do it with 2 hands. You got to get that clip off. And it's going to be the one right there. Right there. That clip, you got to pull it off. So that's your clip. So the easiest thing, just put a screwdriver, spread it. Try not to drop this or lose it. So I'm just going to put it with my other parts over there. And now you're going to start getting all your plugs off. So you're going to have this one right here for your brake. And then another one right up here. So pull those 2 plugs out. And now you got your whole shifter assembly out. Mine definitely was used. And now we're going to start stripping this apart. So I'm going to clean my little table off and start gutting it. Alright, so we're going to start by you remove the shifter. Shift knob from the shifter. And as you see, these have a little locker. So you just twist the bottom and then these will slide right out. So remove that. Slide that out of your way. Next thing we got to do, for me, is pop off my wood grain, which that should be everyone. It should just be these little tabs right here. So you're going to have 4 of them. Be careful you don't actually break them to pop that up. This might be too big of a screwdriver, but... Okay. Remove that out of the way from there. Alright, next... Okay, next you got your shifter. There's this window right here. You just take a screwdriver, pop it out to make the window cover over here visible. Okay? So we're going to put that back in our little area. And then, remove the rear. So I got to remove this rear plug only. Okay. Come on, little girl. Alright, so remove the rear one. Be very careful. Alright, next, you're going to be taking out these 4 screws. They are really crappy T25. As you see, I have a nice fancy bag in my hand. Security bits. So I had to go to Lowe's and buy one. It was like $1.50. And now I can actually take it out because this first one was not fun to get out with random effing things. So we're going to take these out and then we'll keep moving on. Alright, now this whole part slides right up out of there. And this is your whole actual like mechanical shifting apparatus. Take that. Ooh, I got some debris in mine. Put it to the side. And now you got the actual electronical part of it. Now we'll dissect that. Alright, next that you got this all taken out, you're going to take the supplied tool. You have 2 slots. Do it one at a time, so I already started. So you're going to put the tool in and shove it downwards and then pull out, like pull this way a little bit and you'll find one side drop and then you go to the other side. So let's see if I can get this done because it kind of sucks. Alright, so now it's separated like that. So now you're going to take this piece, remove that to the sides. And now you have this part. Now as you see over here, my piece kind of popped out over here. I'm hoping that won't really matter and I can put it right back in. But now we gotta deal with these tabs. Alright, now you gotta separate this bad girl. So in your description it's gonna tell you all the tabs you need to do. Just start doing them. I just have a teeny little screwdriver that I'm just gonna start gingerly folding them over. Like I got that one. That one, just take your time. Do not snap. This is old plastic. Just be careful. Alright, so you got those tabs. So now it separates like this. So now I'll put that one to the side. Alright, now you got even more tabs to separate this. You're basically getting to the board inside. So now just literally go side, step by step by step. So this tabs you initially are going to be here, 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 here. Okay? So the picture is a little confusing. Now you're going to do tabs inside of here to go. Okay, now that you got this one off, and hopefully you didn't break anything, the clips you're taking off are going to be like here, 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 here. So you got the ones on the outside, the ones on the inside, and one on the outside. So those 6. And then it's going to look like this, okay? Then you're going to pop this part up, and this is the part you're now going to be soldering. All right, so now we're on that step. All right, so now you're going to kind of just be gingerly bend that forward, get your cable through, and then where you're soldering are on this part of the board, okay? So follow your directions on which one goes to where. Just get soldered away and be very careful with it. Okay, now we got mine all soldered up. So as you see how it goes, let me get that over there. I don't want to pull anything out. But you put it through this hole over here, right through there, then it comes through, and then here's your 2 wires. Make sure you put them in the appropriate area, white over here, black over here. Now the last piece you're going to do is you're going to get a little piece of your styrofoam that came with the kit, and you're going to arrange it on the back as the picture shows. Alright, so once you got the foam pad in there, kind of like that, push it in pretty hard, and then you're going to take your little T connector and you put it in the middle wire of this harness. So snap it into the middle wire. Alright, now I'm going to start snapping everything back in. There's a little bit of tricks and trades, but just follow the directions and it shouldn't be that hard to put it back together. And then we're going to start dealing with these. Alright, next the kit gives you a little sticky tab thing so you can put a zip tie so you can run the wire so it's a little bit more not thrashing around. And then we got basically this all built up, so just keep building it up. Make sure you put that through the hole and keep going backwards. Alright, now you're in the car. I'm going to out my jumble of wires. You're going to plug from your harness into the little connector you got over there. And then for me, back here I got a ground. And that's what you're going to use for the ground. So I'm going to take my nut out and throw this one, the T, into the ground. And then put everything back and run your wire for your module back there. Okay, so we're in the SLK. Yeah, I got a few lights on. That's just from other stuff. So we got everything in, but just like laying down. I don't got it done up perfectly because I don't want to go throw it all in here if I like mess something up. So we're going to just do a quick test, make sure. Alright, that works. Alright, goes park. Now my display is a little bit jacked up. I don't know if you could tell what it says it's doing. Okay, you can kind of tell that's park. Alright, so I just want to make generic stuff. Reverse. Neutral. Alright, first gear. So let's hit the shifter. Maybe you got to be in the other mode for it to... Alright, let's shut this bad girl down. Okay, so we're 100% in drive right there. And then, oh, alright, yeah, so let's hit downshift. Ooh, that works. Okay, so what if I hit the upshift? We'll go to second. Yep, it'll start off in second. Man, my display is a little bit jacked up on camera, but it effing works. So let's put it all back together and then we'll take it for a test drive. It might be easier to see at night. It's too hard in the daytime. Like with the glare and everything, you just can't really see it. Okay, so we got basically everything all in here. Let me shut the AC. It's gonna get real effing hot in here because it's like A2. So I got basically everything in except my center console. So everything tucks in there pretty good. I don't got my center console in just in case I need to do some more adjustments. But I got the paddles on. I turned the lights on because I think you could see the D. If not, I'll try to do another shot. But watch, like, so I'm in D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty nice. Okay. So we'll just go for a nice little drive. We're just gonna go and like see how everything works out. Not really gonna do anything too crazy in the car. Just wanna go test this whole out because it works pretty well. All right, so you know, you're just driving. Nothing too crazy. Someone's over there like talking mad poop. So you might just have to, you know, go to second gear. Go down to first gear. And then you shift up. And bam! But these paddles, so now I'm in third gear. If I'm like, oh, I need to chill out, you hit fourth. You hit drive and you're back into having fun. So you can just be driving, hands on the wheel, you never gotta take it off. So if you're just driving and whatever, so it makes it more safer. And this just feels cool. Like, I don't know, it just feels fun. Just like, meh, meh. You know, don't blow your effing motor at meh, meh, first gear. Having some fun. So I'm gonna drive it around a little bit, but so far I'm super effing psyched about it. Like, this is just, and even the feeling, like, you can just hear it, it feels like strong, like bam, bam, bam. And they're easy to see, they're carbon fiber, they look cool. Super effing happy about it. Okay guys, so we've been driving the car around for about a week or two with these paddles, and they definitely do make the car more fun and a little bit more like feeling zippy, because you can just sit there and bam through the gears. So I super like that. I am trying to get my TCU adjusted and changed a little bit so it could shift a little bit faster as I pull the paddle. So we are working on that. But as of right now, easy install. It makes the car a little bit more funner, and as you drive, you get to feel the pedals. And the paddles do look cool with the configuration I got. Now you could do this with the factory steering wheel and just cut them out and put them in there. There's a whole kit in all these directions of how to do that. But with my Momo setup and my steering wheel, this is so much cooler for me, so I do like it a lot. Now, is it going to be for everyone to do my size style steering wheel? No, but it is what it is. So if you guys do want this kit, where you could do it on your stock srt-6 crossfire, your normal crossfire, your Slk32, your Slk320, your Slk230, the whole line of R170s, this will work on, and it works on C32s. So your C-class of W208s, this also will work on. So it's a little bit of a different configuration for those, but late model 21, he sells them, so contact him, send him an email. I'll put most of his information down below where you can contact him. You either hit him up on Facebook, or you can just literally send him an email. These kits are relatively inexpensive. I'm pretty sure it should be roughly $350, and they do go on sale for $300 from time to time. Now, the paddles, it's a different charge, so on and so forth. You pick what you want on that. But basically, the module, the wiring, and his instructions are super effing, like, detailed. So with my video and his instructions, anyone should be able to do this. Now, the hardest part of it really is kind of the soldering, but it really wasn't that bad. And if you're not feeling comfortable with getting things like soldering yourself, you can take all the pieces, and a lot of, like, repair shops, like small electrical repair shops, like probably phone repairs and all that stuff, I bet you they'll solder it for you for like 20 bucks. If even, because it's just two little things. The hole's already there. Very effing simple. So I'm super happy with this mod. It doesn't really destroy anything. It doesn't cut into anything really. So everything is reversible. Minus out if you hit the paddles where you have to cut into your steering wheel. But still, it is what it is. So super happy with this mod. Hopefully you guys like the SLK content. Hopefully you guys like the channel. You know, throw a comment down, throw a like down, and I'll catch you guys later.